Hello guys and girls, today is Lather Lab. It is a special Saturday. This is when I'm recording it, and it's going to be how to use vintage scuttles. Right, vintage scuttles are formed in various ways. There are various ones available. So I just want to go through three with you. You saw that I was using this one yesterday. This is Trumpers Oxford Blue. That's what it looks like. Has a nice big spout, and it has here a rest for the brush, but it is rather shallow here, and the soap, you can get a soap that fits this exactly, and that is their Oxford Blue or the Officers and Gentlemen's. This fits exactly into here. However, I have also tried Hasslinger fits in here, Klarseifen fits in there, and or you can cut your own soap to your specifics if you want to use the scuttles, if you're going to use it on the top. Then we have here a vintage scuttle, original vintage scuttle. This is from the Royal Creamware, also made in England, 1760. And this is what it looks like, and it also has a little bit deeper, the top is a little deeper, has only 3 holes, has a wide spout but not quite as wide, and I don't know if the fill is the same or not, but either way, the same ones that fit into there fit into here as well. So this seems to be the standard. These are all 60-gram soaps, and they're all, now mine is already scraped off because I've been using it, but they're all shaped in like this half bell shape, right, like that. So that's another format, vintage. And then I have here another vintage, and this has also a very wide spout, has quite a deep holding here. It has 5 holes that are quite large, and this is a Lord Nelson, and this is the smallest of the two in what capacity it takes. And there you go. So that's just, I just wanted to mention that. I have managed to fit from 20 mils, of course, brushes, 20 mil knots, right through to 24 mil knots into all of these. So let's get going. I'll just adjust the camera, and then we shall start the experiment. How to use vintage scuttles, 3 ways of lathering with a vintage scuttle. Now let me just pause this and adjust. So I'll start off with the most original, and with the Oxford Blue, with the shallow top and the 5 humongous holes. Now, first of all, you need to fill these up with really hot water. My water doesn't come out here as hot, and it keeps in my kettle hotter. So first of all, you fill it all up. You fill up the scuttle with your hot water. It works with cold water, by the way, as well. Okay, until you hit. And what you do is you also fill a little bit from the top, so that the top plate, and you just let it pour out into your sink. So you overfill it basically a little bit. There you go, so that it pours out. I hope you saw that. Is my camera adjust? Yes, I think you saw that just about. Let me just move. Oh, this is super hot now. Let me just move these out the way. Right, and now what would happen is either you used a separate mug or whatever to soak your natural hairbrush, if you're using natural brush. Today I'm using the Yaki 24 dual band Badger Fan Galaxy, and I soaked it in here. I can get it in here, it is possible, but I wanted this to be pre-soaked for this. So now what you would do normally with this type is you would have had a mug, you would have had your soap in there, either as a puck, and I've got layer in here. I've taken shavings, but you'd either have your puck and your mug, or you'd have your shavings, and then you would lather your soap up in the mug. Let me hold it against my body. I'm sorry for the clanking. So, and I had no water, I had the teeniest amount of water just to stick the soap to the bottom of the mug, nothing more than that. And what I had in my squeezed out natural brush, that's all I had. So, and if you've got a puck, what you do, you just load it up in here. Okay, so then you would have had your lather, and then what you do is you place your brush onto here so that the lather really takes on the hot steam that's coming out of here. If you've got a lot, you just place that like that, or you can even balance your brush like so. When it came to shaving, what you would do, and this heat will make this super warm, okay, because all the steam rises from here into the lather and makes it really nice and warm, and or if it's cold, it will just cool down your brush depending on whether it's summer or winter. Now when it came to face lathering, what you'd do is you'd apply, oh this is already so warm, you'd apply your lather to your face and then dip the brush like that into the warm water on the side, and off you would go like that. Okay, and I should have put some water into my bowl here, I'm sorry. Right, so that's how that would be. So you can leave that. What you do, what normally was done is you can set this up like that, pre-lather, set this up, go for a shower or have your breakfast, have your cup of tea. So this is first thing, and by the time you get back, this is super warm. And even if you take fresh lather out of your mug, then the brush will be so warm that you will not have to think about it anymore. So let me just put this to the side and I'll just leave that there. Let me just create some space here, and I'll just leave it out, just out of vision over here. I'm not going to touch it, I'm going to leave it like that. Oh, that was me moving, balancing stuff. Okay, right, just leave it like that. So then the second way is you've got your scuttle. Once again, you fill it up. I'm doing the same procedure. I hope you'll be able to see that. So you fill it in through the top, some of it through the top or all of it. This is another way of doing it. That way it fills up and warms the top as well. make it so that it runs out. Oops, there you go. Okay, so this is now heating up. It's already super hot. Let's put this mug away, don't need that anymore either. So this is now super hot. Now I'm using, this is I think a 22 millimeter, not 100% sure, synthetic bore. And I'll just dip that into some water just to get it wet. Just to make it easier for myself. You can do it dry. You can also get it in the spout like so. It's a bit messy, but it works like that. Now, if you're going to be using a loading and direct to the face and you want to put the puck on the top, I suggest this is the best way of doing it, is wetting the soap. This is one way of doing it on the bottom. Not so that it is completely bloomed, but so that it has a sticking point. You wet the soap a little bit, place it on there just to heat up, and then get a normal soap, soap that you use every day. This I found is the quickest way of doing it. I'm just using here my other shave soap because that's what I've got, and it's a bit softish like that. Just the teeniest amount, and then spreading it a little bit, yeah, basically spreading that tiny amount just onto the edges so that it creates a suction. That's all you want, is a little bit of suction. Okay, that's what you want, because you don't want the puck to be moving around too much. So, and then you leave that in there. So, and once you've done this, this is on the very beginning, if this is a completely new puck, if you keep it in there, it will stay like that. It will weld itself. Right, then you take your brush and you load. Look, it's already not moving, so that did the trick. You load your brush. It is moving a tiny bit. Okay, and you can already feel the steam coming up the sides. So every little bit of lather you create here, and this is a little bit more messy. This is another way of doing it. And you put this onto your face, right, and dip in, and then you create your lather straight away like that. Okay, it's another way of preserving water as well, so you don't use that much water with this way. Let me wash my arm off. There we go. Let's get my towel out. So that's the second way, and the most used way are these two. So that you either pre-lather into a mug and then put that for warming up onto your scuttle. And this is super hot, I can tell you. It might dissipate a tiny little bit if you're waiting this long. All you do then is just reload from your mug. So that wouldn't be a problem. Now, the third one, okay, is like this. Fill up your mug, your scuttle, and this is now a test. I've not tested this prior to, so this might be a bit new. Okay, and for the ease of things, I'm going to be using the layer, and I'm going to now just push my brush into here. This is the 24mm La Sagrada Familia, it's a synthetic. Let's push that into there. There you go. And now for the ease of things, I'm using some shavings of my Lea soap here. And this is the third way. And you just put the shavings direct. This will not work with the cream, by the way. That method you can also use cream where you're pre-lathering in a mug. Yeah, but here this will not work with the cream. Nor will this way. You will need a puck. So now I'm going to just basically close off those holes by just spreading the soap, the puck, over it. So let me just show you this in up close. So can you see what I've done here? Okay, so I've just basically closed that off. Let me move this carefully over here. Adjust the camera like that. Move this across. Okay, now use, oh, this is so hot. Okay, now take my water and lather directly into here. Directly using that soap, loading it up. What will happen, there will be some soap that goes down the bottom. That will happen, you can't avoid it. But for this you will need a brush that fits into here. So you can either create a great lather within here, and it'll take a little bit of time because this is a small so you could use it there. I've loaded it. You could use it straight onto your face using the dipping in method and doing face lathering like that, or you just carry on creating your lather within here, but more in a whipping action. And you can see it's a little bit messy. It will be, because there's a little space. And the steam is coming through from the bottom, and some of it will of course drop through the holes because eventually you're using up the soap in here. So can you see that? But any of these you can use the same methodology, whichever you choose. You can do it with all three. Apart from these, they are very flat. You wouldn't be able to create a lather in here at all. Okay, so you can use the Vintage Scuttle a little bit like a modern scuttle, but it needs to have a little bit of depth. Okay, can you see that? It's all pasty now in there. And you've basically created a great lather. And you just rest your brush on top and just let that warm up super duper nicely. Okay, one thing I wanted to show you is, oh, this is already stuck. Can you see that? That's welded. These fit into here as well, so you can do the same in here. So all the 60-gram packs is actually has a little bit of playroom at the bottom. But it fits perfectly well, and you can do the rest with all three like that. So that is 3 ways. Let me just move this around. I know I made a big mess here. And where did I put this? And this you would just be keeping in here when you're soaking, or laying it to the side when you've got your lather on. But you can feel around the soap here, the steam is actually coming through, so the whole puck is being warmed up with this one. Yeah, if you use that method, the whole puck gets warmed up. But you can see they all fit in nicely. This one is super duper. If this method is great, all of these scuttles are fabulous for creating nice warm lather in the brush. With natural hair brushes, it's even better than with synthetics. And as I said, this is a 24 fan, so it's not even a bulb. You can get that in as well. Okay, and I've given you options of soaps. All of them work. There you go. I hope that was of any help, how to use the vintage scuttles, because they are a little bit different to the modern day scuttles. Okay, see you soon. Bye bye. Tune in again on Monday.